last week has been so maddening. I've been working, doing schoolwork all week. I didn't have much time for anything else. A lot's been going on last week in wrestling and pop culture. Losing Luke Perry and King Kong Bundy on the same day. And to a lesser extent, there's some wrestling news about Luke Perry, given who his son is, but just that he's not going to be at All Elite Wrestling show next week, for the obvious reasons. But yeah, let me talk about King Kong Bundy a little bit real quick. While the golden age of wrestling was just a bit before I was born, and just a few years before I became a fan, when I do go back and watch those matches from the golden era of wrestling from the 80s, early 90s, King Kong Bundy, he became a favorite of mine. He's like a proto Big Show. I know there's like a dream match, him and Big Show. Just like Andre and Big Show. Or for me, it was a dream tag team, him and Big Show. But yeah, he was one of the greatest heels like of all time. I think he kind of set the platform for a lot of guys like Big Show in that way, and in a different way, guys like Dolph Ziggler, Mick Foley, if you can believe it, Raven. They all became comedians, wrestlers who became comedians. Like, to my knowledge, King Kong Bundy was kind of the first wrestler to do that, to my knowledge again. So, and I found out about this when I turned on SmackDown on Tuesday. That's how much I've been working on school. I turned on SmackDown to see King Kong Bundy and see In Love and Memory of King Kong Bundy. I'm like, wait, what? Because the only internet I've been on is my school's website. So I just thought I'd say a few words there for King Kong Bundy before I get into this wrestling news. Before I get into my predictions that I didn't think I'd have time to do because of all my schoolwork. But I found time to do it. Trying to find a card right now. Yeah. And then, of course, John Candy's 25th anniversary of his death. That was a few days ago. I have not seen the Ryan Reynolds video, but I heard it's funny but sad. He'll make you laugh and make you cry. That sounds a lot like John Candy, so. And then today is the 22nd anniversary of the death of Biggie Smalls. So that. Still trying to find a card here. Because there's a lot to get into. I guess I can talk about that when I get the card ready. So the whole KO is taking over for Kofi Kingston thing. It's kind of like Charlotte taking over for Becky at WrestleMania. It's the same thing, really. Heel Vince being Heel Vince saying, you want this? Too damn bad, you get this. Same thing. And was it me or was KO provoking the hell out of Stone Cold on SmackDown, doing the stunner? And he did bottom line wink, like, because Stone Cold knows he's doing the stunner. Like, there are YouTube videos where they're talking about it. It's a whole thing. So I'm like, is he trying to tell us something? Or, I don't know. Yeah. And aside from that, SmackDown wasn't really all that good. More than that when I get into this card here. Okay, finally got the card up. Alright. Let the predictions begin. I don't see a pre-match show, a pre-show. Oh, never mind. The pre-show. Okay. Rey Mysterio versus Andrade. I've been wanting to talk about Andrade for a while now because when he was Andrade Cien Sheamus, Andrade Cien Almas, see what I mean? I just wasn't into him. Like, that name didn't do it for me. As a wrestler, like, I know you need like a good name, a good gimmick, a good theme song. Andrade has two of those things. A good theme song, a good gimmick, a grow on me. That name, I could never get behind it, but they sorted it to Andrade. That I could see going places. Um, Rey Mysterio versus Andrade. They've been having some good matches with each other lately. Um, like real good, surprisingly good matches. I'll say Rey. Uh, yeah, I'll say Rey, but I won't be too surprised or Andrade wins. But I'm going with Rey. And what I didn't like was how Andrade and Rey Mysterio were both accepted the U.S. title challenge from R-Truth, which I'll get to that. But yeah, um, yeah. So the next pre-show match is the New Day. Oh, look at this: Biggie Langston and Xavier Woods were Kofi versus Shinsuke Nakamura and Rusev. They finally showing back up. That's almost SmackDown. Like, where they been at? Just a tag team match, no gold or title. Like, still one of our champions. So, pre-show don't look all that interesting. Maybe I'll watch. On to the actual card. Oh, right. So I forgot. Pick a winner. Like I don't like the New Day. This is not news. I don't like their gimmick really. So, well, Nakamura and Rusev. I mean, maybe it's the fact that they called them the Unholy Alliance when they first formed. I'm like, there's already an Unholy Alliance. Undertaker and Big Show. Look it up. I guess Nakamura and Rusev. Just get rid of that gimmick. I can get behind the New Day, man. Alright, first match. The Usos versus Big Miz with Mr. Miz, Miz's father, in Mick Miz's corner. And it's in Miz's hometown of Cleveland, which is also the hometown of WWE Hall of Famer Drew Carey, who is also a known wrestling fan. Okay. I want McMiz to win, but the fact that Miz's father's there means he's going to play a part somehow, and it could just as easily be for them losing, which could start the Miz turning on Sano, and us finally getting that match between those two. I'm going to say McMiz, even though I got a feeling it's going to be the opposite. Daniel Bryan and KO. Oh, okay, yeah, more about this. So I feel like Kofi's going to interfere somehow. Maybe he'll finally turn heel or something, but he's going to definitely interfere with this match. As messed up as this situation is, I've been liking this whole thing. Because at first we wasn't sure, is KO a heel or a face? Now we know he's a face. And they're both, Daniel Bryan and KO, been doing a good job of getting me invested in this feud on just, 2 weeks notice? I'm in. Okay, next match. And I finally get to say this outside of my WWE Universe mode. Sasha and Bayley versus Nia Jax and Tamina, also known as Samoan Slaughterhouse, for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. That feels great to see. Samoan Slaughterhouse. That's why I want to win this. I doubt it. That's why I want to win. Oh yeah, then the Daniel Bryan KO match is for the title, but you knew that. And so was the McMiz and Usos match. That was for the tag team titles. Whatever. Alright, and then we have, Asuka versus Mandy Rose for the Women's Championship. Asuka's been kind of MIA the last few weeks. Only to show up this past week on SmackDown to kind of help set this up, and then before that, it was a few weeks ago when Mandy Rose won this opportunity. Like I said before, I like that they're rebuilding Asuka as a credible opponent, a real threat, but what they're doing, they're not really doing anything with that, and that's largely because, let's face it, most of SmackDown's talent is doing stuff on Raw, that being Becky and Charlotte. So I guess Asuka's just kind of there, and she's doing this. And I'm going to say Mandy Rose, because I can see that happening. Do I want it to happen? No, but I can see it happening. Where the hell's Nikki Cross, man? We ain't seen her since she got fed to Ruby Riott, who then herself got fed to Ronda Rousey. Anyway. Oh, this one, okay. A 6-man tag team match player. The Shield versus this team that, to my knowledge, nobody likes and nobody wants to be together. Baron Corbin, Drew McIntyre, and Bobby Lashley. I like those guys, but this team's just not doing it for me, and apparently a lot of other people. Every time they say this is the final sealed match, the one last match, I believe that less and less. This is wrestling. We've heard that before. I mean, Ric Flair retired against Shawn Michaels a few years ago, but then he went to TNA and had some more matches there. So I don't fully believe it's the last sealed match. I know Ambrose supposed to be leaving, but now rumor has it he's staying. I don't know. Maybe it's the last one for now, but I doubt it's the last one. Like, come on now. And if the Shield don't win this, people will throw a fit. So, come on. And there's all. Let me talk about the rumor that Roman Reigns' leukemia is a work. It's not a work, man. WWE does some low down stuff in the name of money and rates, but they wouldn't sink this low. Not in this day and age. Nah. Okay. This clusterfuck of a match here, the way it was built up. A singles match. If Becky Lynch wins, she'll be added back into the WWE Women's Championship match at WrestleMania 35. Why was she taken out to begin with? And I'm not going to rehash all that nonsense, but what even is this match? I mean, what is this? I mean, I don't even. Why? What? Becky, obviously, doing her Stone Cold thing. You know, and she said, what'd she say? That a disabled person has nothing to lose. Well, speaking as a disabled person, she's kind of not wrong. But yeah, this has been just a train wreck of building. I don't know what they're trying to do here, but okay. Yeah, Becky, obviously. To get in that match at WrestleMania 35, but I feel like Ronda Rousey is going to show up. Yeah, I like what they've been doing with her. Having her like just drop the title and tell off Stephanie, because not too many people can tell off a McMahon and say, I don't need you or your money, which is true. I mean, that's just true. Ronda Rousey's pretty well established before WWE, so that was pretty cool. But then she went full on heel this past week. No more Mrs. Nice Bitch. It was funny. Yeah, she's gonna show up somehow, but yeah, Becky wins, obviously. Oh, let me go back and talk about real quick. I still remember it. The Daniel Bryan KO thing. Like when KO first showed up, it was announced replacing Kofi Kingston. Just for a second, you see Daniel Bryan's face. It was like, what the hell just happened? I don't think even he knew. So. Anyway, what was I? Oh yeah, this. Alright, the final match. Don't let this be the actual final match on the card, but the Revival versus Aleister Black and Ricochet versus Chad Gable and Bobby Roode. There's really only two people I could choose from here. I want to say Aleister Black and Ricochet, but I doubt that since the Revival has voiced their concerns and are ready to leave. And all the crap they've been through just to get the titles, I doubt they're going to give them up this early. So, reluctantly, I'm saying a Revival. I don't know why Bobby Roode and Chad Gable were even there. I really have machinery. They're being booked pretty well. This is where the tag team champions. So yeah, Revival's going to win it. Yeah, that's it for my predictions. Yeah. Okay, so one piece of wrestling news that I forgot to talk about before was the WWE Hall of Fame. So this past week, it was announced Tori Wilson's going to the WWE Hall of Fame. And it's like, okay, so this Tori is not going to the Hall of Fame, but this one is. This one makes more sense given who's already going to the Hall of Fame. This one I wasn't really her biggest fan when she was in WE. I was a bigger fan when she was in WCW. I remember she had a dog and she was trying to like do like a Paris Hilton parody and the Playboy and all that, which wasn't in her video package, by the way. They danced around that. Like by the time she was becoming the top girl on SmackDown and WWE, I wasn't really watched at that point. Versus this Tori, underrated, man. But either way, that's just good. It's good either way, I guess. I mean, yes, there are some other names I could think of, but yeah, Tori Wilson Hall of Fame. Okay, that's fine. And of course, Honky Talk Man is finally going to the Hall of Fame. Took only this long to induct the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time. And of course, the big news is D-Generation X is going to the Hall of Fame. That's the 6 core members: Triple H, Shawn Michaels, X-Pac, Road Dogg, Billy Gunn. That's 6 members: Triple H, Shawn Michaels, X-Pac, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, X-Pac, Road Dogg, Billy Gunn. Oh, and China. Yeah, the core 6. No Rick Rude, Ravishing Rick Rude, who needs to be in the Hall of Fame. No, the aforementioned other Tori. And no Stephanie, I guess, is counted D-Generation X. Just those 6 that were mentioned. And China's the big news. Just long overdue. And there's a bit of a minor controversy, like she should be inducted by herself, which absolutely, yeah, but given her history with the company and the people who are running it, basically, this is got the best we're going to get. So I'll take it. Either way, we get 2 women in the Hall of Fame this year. Has that ever happened before? So there's that. Who's going to induct D-Generation X, though? What if, like, the Click inducted them? That makes the most sense. Click or NWO. The Click makes more sense, yeah. But the other members of the Click, I should say. And the other Tori, come on. Makes a lot of sense. But I'm gonna have, like, Stephanie induct them. Anyway, that's all I want to talk about.